it can come out of, and it may not even be a compromise. It may be, convergence. Convergence and compromise. Even compromise is not a climb down, but convergence most certainly is not. There's a tendency in the media to describe every point of convergence between the government people and Team Anna as being a compromise or climb down by one or the other.
Right.
Second point, let me make, and this is an even more important point. The whole attitude behind the attempt to foist a bill this extreme position on bills, the 2 draft bills, for example, is that there is a permanent hostility between civil society and the political bureaucratic layers of the state. And that in this permanent hostility, the bureaucrats and politicians are corrupt and need to be policed. And therefore civil society needs a stronger and stronger and stronger policeman. Well, I'll tell you something, Arnab.
Yes, sir.
You will never get a policeman as strong as the Ministry of State Security in China. 180,000 people, communist cadres, are indicted on an average every year there, and about half of them, or a third to half of them, lose their jobs. Some of them are killed by lethal injection. You'll never be able to get there.
I agree.
Here.
But
you cannot tackle this problem through policing alone.
Yeah.
You've got to agree on being able to find the roots of corruption and to tackle those, and that requires cooperation
to do that.
Society and government.
No, to do that, I completely agree with you. There's no point in taking an adversarial position. But let's go point by point. Point by point, and I defer to your experience, and you're a man of great insight. By going point by point.
Half a second more.
Yeah, please, sure, go ahead, Mr. Jha.
Half a second more.
Yes.
On the Prime Minister and the judiciary, I am emphatically of the position that they must not be included under the Lokpal. I'm very sorry. I have to say that. Look, a Prime Minister who's indicted will lose his power, and power in a state has to be continuous. It cannot be intermittent. This is encapsulated in the oldest phrase of politics, which is "the king is dead, long live the king."
Okay. Fine.
I hope you remember that.
Suppose I were to take your point.
It means that power continues.
Sure, Mr. Jha,
the man may be dead.
If I take
and
your
if you
point,
do that with the Prime Minister, what happens? What happens after that to the state? He can't come back after that.
Okay, Mr. Jha, let me take your point on.
Mrs. Gandhi realized in 1975.
Sure,
lawyers can't run this country.
Sure, they
I'm sorry
can't run
to say,
the country. No, they can't. Don't say that to Mr. Jethmalani tonight. He won't be happy with you. But
I will say it to every one of them present.
But the point here tonight is this: even if I were to agree with Prem Shankar Jha on the Prime Minister, Kumar Ketkar, let's be more specific. CBI and investigative wing. You are a journalist, you know how the CBI investigative wings operate. Now here's the issue. The government has a version, Team Anna has a version. Basically the issue is this. How can any investigation by the agency be free and fair when it remains under the patronage of the same people it is investigating? Mr. Ketkar, on this point, Team Anna has a clear position. The government has a wrong position on it. You've seen both drafts.
Well, I think it is... I think it is easier for Anna to have a clear position. But if Anna was the Prime Minister, if Anna's civil society team or the so-called Team Anna was in government, I don't think they will have the same point of view which they have today. At present, the so-called debate about whether it is a convergence or compromise or climb down essentially means that actually civil society and the government both are trying to save their faces because they are in a gridlock situation. The gridlock situation has been created because the Team Anna is quietly or perhaps introspectively realizing that their demands are too harsh, and the government has begun to realize that they are ultimately ending up with defending a corrupt system. So I think both have realized their actual errors and errors which are essentially ethical errors, moral errors, and the so-called climb down or convergence or compromise is actually trying to save their face. If they realize and if they are honest in the debate itself in the committee, I think they will be able to easily arrive at a common draft of Lokpal bill. What they do not want to do, what they do not want to do is to discuss the issue of Prime Minister, because we have seen during McCarthy period in US that investigation often degenerates into witch hunting. Whether CBI is investigating or anybody is investigating, whether it is Stalin's regime or McCarthy's regime, we have seen that investigation often degenerates into witch hunt.
Prashant Bhushan, on this one point, I don't know what McCarthy is really the reference there to. I'm going to come back to you. Medha Patkar, I'm coming to you, but Prashant Bhushan, you wanted to rebut Kumar Ketkar there. On point number 4, bringing the CBI and investigative wings under the Lokpal.
Well, do you want to have two parallel investigating agencies that where the citizen can go to either one to register an FIR in a matter of corruption? That's why we have been saying that in order to avoid this problem, the entire anti-corruption machinery should be brought under the Lokpal. The Lokpal should be that one independent authority which investigates corruption at all levels. Now, so far on the issue of the Prime Minister, I don't understand how sensible people are today saying that keeping the Prime Minister within the ambit of Lokpal's investigation will cripple the Prime Minister, will make him dysfunctional. Today the Prime Minister is within the ambit of the CBI's investigation. But the problem is that the CBI is under the Prime Minister. In fact, the Prime Minister has been investigated in the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha case, in the Bofors case. There is no civilized country anywhere in the world which enunciates this proposition that the head of the government should be above anti-corruption investigation, because it will make him dysfunctional. Nixon was investigated, he had to resign. A corrupt Prime Minister against whom a charge sheet is filed should resign, must resign. A corrupt Prime Minister is the biggest security threat to the country. He can sell off the country, he can sell off the interests of the country, even to foreign powers.
Another point, Medha Patkar is concurring with you. Another point, Medha Patkar, state lokayukts. State lokayukts, government version is totally silent on state lokayukts. I think they wanted the lokayukt in Karnataka strengthened so he could have acted against Yediyurappa. Anna's version provides fairly well details for this. It provides for the Lokpal to deal with central public servants and lokayukts to deal with public servants in the state to be incorporated in the bill. Is this not important to do, Medha Patkar?
Very important, very important. It's very important. Unlike many people have an impression that Lokpal is going to be one single person and so centralized an agency, the reality is that it is a fully decentralized agency. There is going to be a body of 10 persons as Lokpal, but there are going to be its wings at the state to the central level, and I would see this as one common ministry that is dealing with corruption. Why don't you analyze and see the analogy? If you have a revenue department or a revenue ministry with thousands of employees at various levels, you need to have that, because corruption is equally or more important an issue and more rooted and more spread. So in order to be able to tackle with the whole scale, I think you need the state and the central, you need to have the divisions. You also need in each department the grievance redressal mechanism, which
yes,
the
you do.
bill, the society's draft provides for.
Well, you
I
do.
think this is ideal.
You need a grievance redressal mechanism. Team Anna gives a grievance redressal mechanism. The government version has 3 small paragraphs on it. Mr. Sharma, you wanted to come in there. I could see you wanted to respond to Prashant Bhushan, point he made on the Prime Minister earlier. But I must say, Mr. Sharma, I'm sure you will agree with me that point by point, I have been through 8 points so far. Out of 8, at least on 7 points, there has been agreement that Team Anna's position is superior and well researched to that of the government. Yes, Vinod Sharma.
I'm afraid I would not jump to that conclusion at this stage. I think that the consultation and the debate has to be widened in this case. For instance, Mahesh Chetmalani very rightly said that he wanted to see what the 2 learned former Chief Justices had to say about keeping the Prime Minister out. I would also like to know from jurist of eminence, this panel has got 3 lawyers, but they are not the last word in Indian Constitution, on Indian constitutional law. And broadly what they are trying to do is to largely rewrite the Constitution. And if if my Constitution has to be rewritten, it has to be rewritten by a legitimate forum, not by 5 people from civil society and 5 ministers from the government.
Okay.
This issue must be debated. And I think that, and Mr. Shanti Bhushan did mention this, as per Mr. Salman Khurshid, in one of the meetings that we are here to rewrite the Constitution. Now, this committee was not set up to rewrite the Constitution.
Totally falsely.
This committee was set up to create a
Mr.
law,
Shanti
a
Bhushan
robust
never
law,
said.
which all of us want.
Okay, 1 minute.
And I think that this committee would rather err on the side of caution before it makes certain radical recommendations on which even people who are all for fighting corruption like Mahesh are also a bit circumspect at this stage.
See-
And the final bill, as it will go to Parliament, will come out of the cabinet. I would like to
Prashant
wait
is-
until then.
Prashant-
I would like to also wait until further, when the bill comes out of the Committee of Parliament, as to what is the final shape of that bill. Nobody, I'm sorry, I have all the respect for the members of the civil society. They're doing a fine job. They have put a great focus on this issue of corruption.
What should we do?
By the same time,
Vinod
I think
Sharma.
that they are transcending their areas of influence and their areas of authority in demanding certain things which the government cannot give them. This is a government, this is hanging by the thread. It has got 274 or 275 members in Parliament. It can't do flexes, it can do flexes little about changing the Constitution.
I'm getting responses, Vinod Sharma. I can see Prem Shankar Jha responding, but Prashant Bhushan wanted to rebut you in that reference to Shanti Bhushan earlier. Yes, go ahead, Prashant.
You see, this red herring which has been thrown up, that this Lokpal bill will require amendment of the Constitution, that our model of the Lokpal bill will require rewriting the Constitution, that is totally wrong. Mr. Shanti Bhushan said no such thing. In fact, he said very emphatically that no amendment in the Constitution would be required. All that we are saying is that this anti-corruption machinery which exists today, the CBI, etc., instead of being with the government, should be brought under an independent statutory body which is completely independent of the government, to do away with these conflicts of interest which are involved when an investigating body under you is investigating you. So therefore, that's all that we are seeking to do.
I don't think
by
there
this
is any
Lokpal bill.
I don't think there is any.
Where is the Constitution?
I don't know what's. I want to get it, Prem Shankar Jha, at this stage. At this stage, 1 minute. Prem Shankar Jha, I want to get it the third one. Do you think there is anything like actually trying to circumvent or bypass the Constitution we are talking about? Because Salman Khurshid also said, if we don't agree, we'll put alternative formulations before the government, and then let Parliament endorse it. So we are going. Yes.
I don't believe it is necessary to have a constitutional amendment to have a strong Lokpal bill. In the end, all depends upon how completely insane the recommendations that go up are. Some of them may require a constitutional amendment, in which case they should be thrown out straight away. May I just say that in the second part of what you said, the CBI corruption wing must be separated from the rest of the CBI, which is already overloaded, and be put under the Lokpal. That's one thing I'm absolutely sure of. I think the Lok Ayukts must be closely linked to the Lokpal. There must be one in every state with the same powers, suo moto of investigation, and the same kind of structure, and closely linked to the Lokpal. This is not a parallel government. This is a parallel investigative organization. And finally, I do not think that you can have a judiciary which is being investigated by a body which is going to be putting its cases before that same judiciary.
Yes.
Or do you want this body also to be judge and to pass sentence? I'm totally opposed to that. This complete fusion of
Prashant Bhushan is vigorously changing his head.
And judicial powers is not on.
Prashant Bhushan is vigorously shaking his head on that. So is Medha Patkar. Let's get the rebuts in. Yes, Mr. Bhushan.
This thing which Mr. Prem Shankar Jha just said, which Mr. Kapil Sibal has also said earlier, that because the prosecution of the judges will be done in the courts which are part of the normal judiciary, therefore there will be a conflict of interest while prosecuting a judge in a court which is part of the normal judiciary. Well, if that is the conflict of interest, that has nothing to do with this Lokpal. Lokpal is an independent investigating body, independent of the judiciary, which would be investigating the cases. Yeah. If that's your argument, then you are arguing for setting up other special courts which are not part of the normal judiciary to try judges. That's something which can be thought of, but that's not an argument against having an independent Lokpal investigating the judges.
Mr. Jha, let's hear the other voices.
I want an independent Lokpal.
Yeah, Medha Patkar.
I think the judiciary is one of the pillars of the state and the democracy, and hence actually they should themselves subject to the investigation. And as far as any objection or accusation against the Lokpal itself is concerned, when that is also going to be subjected to the adjudication, we are not totally ruling out the place and the role of the judiciary. But if there is any dishonesty, any corruption, any infestation in any part of the system, somewhere a body which is a part of the system and yet without intervention, more or less independent,